We're back for round 4, I believe.
It is definitely round
Round
4.
4. Sinan Effendi versus Liad Gelgor. I think we've seen Sinan in the feature match already, so it's the Izzet Drake's deck.
I'll start here for Liad.
And yeah, Liad's playing a Grixis control. Lots of removal and counter magic.
And obviously that early
sweepers and stuff.
Yeah, and that early Electromancer from Sinan enabling his entire deck with all those cantrips and
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that gets a reasonable discount off of it. Like, it's really nice to play a charter course, because then it's like a strict upgrade on careful study or faithless looting or whatever. Because you only discard the one card, and if you actually swing with the Electromancer, which is entirely possible, yeah, I mean, you could just attack with Electromancer and play Charter Course, which is then 1 mana, draw 2 cards.
Precisely.
And that sounds an awful lot like Ancestral Recall to me. It's real good.
Callbacks to some old cards that we hopefully won't see in standard ever again.
It's still like, it's really good to cash in 1 blue mana for 2 cards.
No, of course. I mean, card advantage has always been something that people argue for.
Yeah, and against the control deck, let him play 2 threats as opposed to 1.
Precisely.
Because he won't mind, giving up 2 creatures for the Ritual of Suit or whatever. Liad does have... Let's just have a quick peek at his hand here. In for 2. Liad says that's fine. I think I might have missed a point of damage over here, so I think Liad's actually on 16 at this point. No, he's not. This is the first damage.
Swing with that Electromancer.
But his hand is... Oh, camera's a bit wobbly there. It looks like a Thought Erasure and a Midnight Reaper. I suppose it draws a card off itself dying, so... And it's a reasonable threat. It's a 3/2 for 3. Activates Field of Ruin and blows up Sinan Effendi's dual land, which is quite important because his best threat is double red, double blue.
Of course, yeah. So getting in that early removal of a Niv Mizzet coming down is always going to be a good thing. Okay, so...
He fires off the Thought Erasure. Pretty good. Sees Sinan's hand, which consists of Opt, Enigma Drake, Crackling Drake, Arclight Phoenix, Shock, and something I can't identify, the second card in his hand, just next to the Opt there. It looks blue?
It does look blue.
It might be a Radical Idea?
I think it actually is a Radical Idea.
Yeah, okay. So he's got Cantrip, 2 threats, 3 threats, and a removal spell.
Don't know. What would your option be here, Don?
Liad's gotta try and
get rid of the creatures. I suppose he doesn't have removal.
He doesn't have the sweeper. He's only got a bolus. So I think the approach of just poking at his hand and taking out whatever he could play next turn.
Putting the biggest one in the bin maybe as well.
Well, he hasn't taken the biggest creature here. Instead, he opted to take the only creature he could play. So he's just buying time rather than
literally just
making the value decision. Yeah.
I'd have gone for the value decision then myself.
Hoping that Sinan doesn't draw lands. This deck does play a high density of cantrips though, so I think the land count is a bit lower. So Sinan might now be incentivized to just play the cantrips out to try and hit his land.
Of course.
When usually you try and keep them until you had an Arclight Phoenix in the bin so that you could reanimate it in combat. And yeah, he's actually going for it here.
Yeah, there you go. So there's that Radical Idea for 1 blue.
Yeah,
beautiful.
So now he's probably going to flash it back. Putting the Phoenix in the bin.
There you go.
And then he's going to play the last spell necessary to bring it back. Nope, there we go. Leave it in exile.
Okay, there's the island he's just drawn into.
Yeah. And the Opt.
Is that the Opt as well?
That's another Radical Idea. He just drew that.
Ah, okay. Right, so this is...
It's what looks like a Discovery Dispersal, I think.
I believe the Phoenix is coming back now?
Yeah, at the beginning of combat it will come back.
So that's definitely what the deck's designed to do. And he's got a shock open and mana to cast it. Not that Liad has anything shockable, I believe, but...
No, I don't think so. He doesn't look like he's playing a large amount of creatures anyway. I'll have a look at the deck list between rounds, but...
Potentially just a finisher at this point. Two points of damage to the head. Finish up the game. And I believe Sinan drew, was it a Drake?
I don't know.
I believe that was Tormenting Voice.
I see land, opt, 2 Drakes. Yeah, he did draw another Drake.
Ah, okay. Of course, that shock still from the initial hand as well. There's that opt.
Not really sure what he saw, but it went to the bottom, so...
Obviously wasn't what he was looking for.
Probably not what he wanted, yeah.
Drew into another land, unfortunately. Nun's hand quite land heavy here. And obviously Liad hasn't played anything particularly.
He does have the 2 Drakes though, but he is itching for that red source, and okay, he does have it in hand.
There you go.
So that's fine. Crunch. How many points of damage have we missed here?
I don't.
Okay, so that is a minimum of 5. We'll get a life total update.
Okay, so now I'm seeing a lot of his deck here, guys. I
was having a discussion with the Oracle. No, actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Joppy. It was Thomas in the previous game where Sinan was playing. He said they see 50% of their deck every single game, just because like a quarter of it is just cantrips. Yeah,
precisely.
You just fly through the deck for the sake of playing your Phoenixes for free and making massive Drakes. Yeah, so that's apparently the thing that this deck does.
Yeah. That graveyard of Sinan's is looking
it's getting fat.
Quite fat. Obviously, he's still got that radical idea, I believe, from earlier, still sitting in his graveyard as well. So he's
in the graveyard at the moment.
Yeah, so he's got an extra one, I believe, in his graveyard still, if he remembers.
Cool. And there's the Crackling Drake. It's real good. But okay, he's gonna respond. I think he's trying to get another blue source. So he blows up the duel, which is not too relevant. I mean, he could just use the mana to cast the shock here.
And of course, at this point, Sinan can cast Izzet quite easily, with having both blue and red available. So.
Totally off on the life totals at the moment, so don't pay attention to those too much. I think we're somewhere close by. Liad hasn't attacked yet, but Liad is somewhere between 10 and 13.
And I don't believe Sinan's life total has changed since the beginning of the game.
No, it hasn't really been a creature.
Liad's only played a search so far. Okay, back to Liad.
And he decides to keep the thing that he saw. Search is not getting him very deep into his deck here. It's only...
I didn't even realize he was activating it. His yard does not look like he's
it's kind of
all to me. Unless I don't know. Yeah, maybe everything on the top of his deck is important.
Did Sinan attack with a Phoenix?
I believe
the previous
did,
turn?
Yes, I believe
so
he did.
The
Electromancer did not though. So.
Okay, so he didn't attack with the Electromancer, but yes with a Phoenix.
But yes with a Phoenix.
So he's another 2 points up.
Hopefully that will give us a live total update now.
And there's a creature. Bolus. Sinan gets rid of... I'm going to leave the life totals as is for now. Sinan gets rid of his... the land that's floating around in his hand.
Okay, so there's another Phoenix off the draw for Sinan. And that Ravager's going to do some work this turn for Liad.
Yeah, well, it blocks what he's got on board, which is good. But there's another Phoenix.
Hardcast Phoenix.
Sinan is just...
That actually happens.
Yeah, I think he's just coming in for damage here.
No,
like,
of course.
He doesn't mind trading with the Phoenix. I would actually just block the Electromancer, but...
I suppose you are capitalizing a little bit. You're removing a little bit more of the utility of Sinan's deck.
Yeah, and the Phoenix has come back anyway, so precisely. That 1 point of damage wouldn't be too valuable to me. I think Liad's on 8 here. Sinan's still with the shock in his hand, I think. So Liad's on like a virtual 6 points here. If he can find a few more, like 1 or 2 more spells,
I don't even know if Vraska's Contempt is going to really help him at this point. I mean, what?
Oh, it gains life. It does. It gains the life.
I suppose he can Contempt the Electromancer to remove some of the bits, and then the Ravager can still deal quite comfortably with the Phoenix as long as Sinan doesn't fall into the 3.
I just want that Electromancer off the table. And it's permanently dead once he kills it.
Precisely.
So I think he missed a bit of an opportunity to get rid of it here, because Sinan's now got a lot more mana than he would have. Essentially 1 more mana per spell that he
there's
costs.
That radical idea that we were chatting about earlier as well. So Sinan's
gets rid of a Crackling Drake, which is strange. Okay, he's got the double shock. Sure. He does have the Vraska's Contempt in hand, so Liad's going to go down to 4 points here.
And there's the... Yeah, so
Vraska's Contempt,
the Phoenix.
Exile the Phoenix.
Okay.
Goes back up to 6.
And there's the end of the game.
Okay, but he's not interested. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, that Ravager's gonna...
I think his life total might have been a bit lower than we had it.
Possibly. Possibly. Sorry, guys. The next game will...
a little bit tighter on that.
Keep track.
Let's have a look at these sideboards.
Confused us by attacking with his Electromancers. Those things aren't supposed to be offensive, are they, Don?
They're bears.
Precisely. But they're, Izzet bears.
Izzet bears. Is it? I don't know that.
Okay, guys, so sideboard options. Don, what's the plan?
What does Unward Ego even do? You, like, name a card, and then they exile everything. It's, what's his name? Lost Legacy, basically.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think that's anything he really cares for here. It could take out the Arclight Phoenixes. It would be an interesting play to Unward Ego on Arclight Phoenix after Sinan's put a couple in the graveyard. It means that a lot of his recursion is... Oh right, Sinan's sideboard isn't listed properly. This is a thing that happens sometimes. And there we go.
Okay, that should give us a better idea of what's cooking, right?
Yeah, this happened in the second round of coverage as well.
Okay, so I'm thinking, I don't know, hey? I like the Siege Gang Commander in sideboard. I think it's some interesting tech for that late game.
It gives bodies.
When the board gets chunked up,
and I think that Liad's not likely to put the Ritual of Suit in. He might actually take some out to make space for Essence Scatter, maybe a copy or 2 of Negate. Thief of Sanity is a good card, but Sinan plays Shocks just for the sake of casting spells and dealing damage. So the Thief probably dies to those.
Yeah, and obviously the Shocks then are bringing the Phoenixes back, which is the main reason.
So maybe not a great idea to put those in. He keeps the Moment of Craving in, because it kills an Electromancer. Does he? No, I wouldn't actually. Maybe these Moment of Cravings are actively bad. So I definitely put in the Essence Scatter. Bloodfast doesn't seem like a great idea. Rekindling Phoenix is something I'd want here. Just an extra blocker. But I'm not 100% sold on the Thief of Sanity. He's got lots of things he can take out. Like this Moment of Cravings look very embarrassing. And Sinan could probably...
I mean, that Murmuring Mystic, if he gets an early Electromancer, is just going to throw so many birds into the air. Liad's not going to know what's hitting him. It's quite unpleasant.
In one of his previous games, the Murmuring Mystic it had to die.
Yeah, no,
that's a little bit too good.
Siege Gang Commander is going to make if he puts them in.
Siege Gang Commander is real good.
Is it?
This Niv Mizzet is also mind-blowing against spell-heavy decks.
Oi. That 1 point of damage.
It's just extra cards for, and it's a 5/5. It's a 5/5.
Precisely. It's big enough.
It puts additional stress on Liad's removal package, which is already quite light at this point. He's got Ritual of Suit, which hits nothing but the Goblin Electromancers. It looks like these guys are going though.
Okay, so Liad played his land, tapped.
Yeah. Early thought erasure. Right on go.
Okay.
Oh, please.
Okay.
Please get rid of that Niv Mizzet.
So that Niv Mizzet is going straight in the bin.
If he doesn't have counter magic for it, then I'd just take it out. Because I don't want him to resolve it and then me have to spend a card, have him draw a card, potentially find a piece of counter magic to counter my removal spell and ping for a point of damage. So you just get rid of it. You don't give him the opportunity to cast it.
That's a snap.
He's also got a pile of islands.
Yeah, no. So that
just a handful of Mark Teeden islands.
There's an op. There we go. Yep, loving the white border there, guys. Seriously, I know most of you are tilting.
Those are the best lands. It's because they look like volcanic islands.
Precisely.
It's just Mark Teeden islands.
Yeah.
Has he found a red yet?
I
think there we go. Yeah, he's got a duel.
Yeah, he's got a duel there. So that's good.
Gets a Vraska's Contempt off the top. What looks like an Essence Scatter, and I'm not 100% sure what else is in his hand there. But no points of life.
Yeah, no creatures on board yet either. Heading into turn 4 here for Liad.
Interesting decision from Sinan and his opponent last game to ID in the 3rd round of the tournament, which is, I found it a little bit weird. But Sinan's a player with a lot of high-level tournament experience, or more than most South Africans. So I'm not gonna fully doubt his decision, but maybe there's some next leveling involved here. But yeah, he's on 201 at the moment, and Liad's on 210.
No, maybe getting essentially paid down.
Yeah,
and
might
maybe
also
he knew how the match went. Maybe it's part of his play group.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe it was a tactical decision, because it was one of his teammates that he was playing against, and perhaps they wanted some time to look around, scout the field a bit, and that gives his teammates and him chance to do that in the 3rd round.
And then obviously when they come up, and if they come up against each other later in the, say, in the top 8, then then play for the marbles.
Oh, we got 2 points of damage in with the Electromancer.
Nice. I always like to see that bear going in offensive, like Liad with significantly mismatched lands there, but
yeah, his hand is also looking kind of small. Yeah, cheers. Yeah. I'm not interested in birds here.
Yeah, not happening.
Sorry, so, bird bath is dry.
Yeah, that is it. Token match not happening in this game. Well, yet.
Numbering Mystic is a lot of value in this game.
It is a lot of value in this deck, especially if you're firing off 3 spells a turn to bring your Phoenixes back.
16. Okay, Electromancer beatdown.
Electromancer. Gee,
no, absolutely not.
Okay, denial. Right. I'm not going to die by Electromancer. Very firmly by Liad.
Yeah. Does Liad have another counterspell in hand?
I don't believe so. I think it's just
He's just got
cards.
removal. Sure.
Okay, that Electromancer is doing very good work for Sinan here, but it would be nice to get some. There you go. So that's
he does have more counter magic. There we go.
Okay, so that's a Crackling Drake.
Syncopate X is 1.
Definitely gonna get
X 2. Oh no, yeah, X is 1. Why would he do that? Now X is 3. He only needed it to be 2. So I'm not sure what.
Maybe he's
of caution. Maybe he thinks Electromancer can pay 1 for Syncopate. I don't know. He's just being careful. 2 mana.
Oh.
So Nan's got a Disdainful Stroke here.
Okay, so the Disdainful Stroke.
Now you put yourself in Disdainful Stroke range by. That was. Yeah, I think that was a bit of a misplay. There was no reason for him to ask for more than 2 mana from Sinan. Doing so put his spell in Disdainful Stroke range. And Sinan's fine with that because the Crackling Drake draws him a card.
Precisely. Yeah, so Sinan checking in his yard now and seeing what's jump startable, and how big that Drake is coming in for in the air. And there's a Vraska's Contempt to deal with it, right? So that puts Liad up to.
I think he goes to 18.
I believe so.
My problem with that line is that, I mean, at some point you had to be aware of the fact that Sinan was going to try and resolve a Crackling Drake.
Obviously.
I would just, no reason to play into the Disdainful Stroke, and I might have kept the Vraska's Contempt around to just shoot one of the Electromancers, because he's not likely to contain, although maybe they're more important when you point them at an Arclight Phoenix.
Possibly. Okay, untap for Sinan, and off the top he draws another Phoenix.
Yeah, this might have been a very different game had he played one less mana for that Disdainful Stroke.
For that Cinco earlier. And there you go.
Yeah, so Liad actually went down to 5 points on that last swing, and Sinan's got over enough damage to finish him. It was a very, very quick 2 games.
It looks like is it Drake's over Golgari mid-range in this one. So
it's Grixis.
Oh, sorry, Grixis.
Yeah,
Apologies.
both blue-red, but the one's got swamps. And apparently that was his downfall. Is that a Dream Eater that I just
Yes,
saw?
he's actually running 3 in his list.
Oh my.
Oh,
it would be nice to see one of those. Although I'm not interested in bouncing a Crackling Drake with a Dream Eater.
No.
Yeah, so yeah, it looks like the assumption that the Rekindling Phoenixes came in was correct. But I still see the Moment of Craving in his deck, which seems a bit odd. But then maybe the Bear Beat Down is a thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
so he cuts the Ritual of Scrutiny and he leaves the Moment of Craving.
But he also didn't have many options on putting in instead of. It's great saying take him out, but you need to
gotta
put
fill the
something
spots.
in.
Fair enough. Well, that's it then.
Okay.
Speedy game.